What's up guys, welcome to today's video, and today we have another video from Super Rami, and this one is called Joker versus Superheroes Jubilee Parody. Now I have to say that I am always interested out of most villains how Joker likes to twist things, his perspective on things. Like, he is one of my most favorite villains, and he is, like, even though he's not one of the most powerful, but he's definitely one of the most interesting. And out of a lot of characters, out of a lot of villains, I've seen him turn a lot of like good guys bad, and he's got a very weird way of twisting the mentality of a lot of people. But yeah, he's a very interesting character, one of my favorites. We are gonna have a link in the description of the original video. Please go over there, show Super Rami some support, and yeah guys, let's do this.
I am the Joker, the clown prince of crime, and today I'm surrounded by 20 superheroes.
Yeah, he is the prince of crime.
My claim is that life is meaningless. Morality is a joke. Society is a fragile illusion. Everyone is one bad day away from becoming me.
I have to say, before we get into this, personally, I don't think life is meaningless. I think life can be meaningless if you want it to be, if that's the perspective that you choose, but life is ultimately what you make out of it. Like, that's one of the few things that I could say. Like, if you see life being valuable, living it a certain way, then if you pick that way, then that's what you choose. But if you choose it to be meaningless, then that's up to you. That's the crazy thing about it. But yeah, let's get right into it.
Even if I granted that the universe doesn't care, how does that lead to the conclusion that life has no meaning?
Because meaning requires something real. If meaning is just something you invent, then it's no different from an imaginary friend. One person finds meaning in helping others. Another finds meaning in hurting them. On what grounds can you say one is right and the other is wrong?
Because our actions affect each other. Compassion builds trust.
Pretty
Cruelty
much
destroys it. Kindness helps people flourish. Violence leaves suffering behind. We can observe those consequences.
Consequences only create preferences. You prefer a world with kindness. I prefer a world without illusions. Neither preference is written into the fabric of reality. What you consider good is just what you prefer.
Then why do people admire courage and condemn betrayal? Why do people respect sacrifice and despise selfishness?
Yep.
These values appear again and again across cultures and history.
Because they're useful stories, nothing more. Early humans learned cooperation improved survival, so they turned cooperation into morality. They wrapped practical behavior in noble language. That's all morality is, a survival strategy wearing a costume. But why are we trying to survive in the first place? That's the question I'm asking. And the comically stupid answers people give are why I laugh.
If morality is only a survival strategy, then why do people sometimes sacrifice themselves for complete strangers? Why choose suffering when there's no
Because
reward?
they're still trapped by the story. That's the funny part.
This guy.
People are so conditioned by their moral myths that they'll die for them. They call it noble. I call it evidence of how powerful an illusion can become.
Or maybe it's evidence that there is something valuable in human nature that you're refusing to acknowledge.
100%.
Human nature? What the hell does that even mean? Humans have different natures. And even if we take the things that appear in most humans as human nature, that's just basing it on the majority. And that's it?
This guy.
Good and bad are just a democratic decision? That's the meaning of life?
There is good in all people. You just have to help them find it.
That's just not true.
Yeah, definitely
And
not.
saying there's good in everybody while sitting face to face with me is hilarious.
100.
Nice one,
Well,
Superman.
I believe there is good even in you. We just haven't found it yet. You might believe everyone is one bad day away from becoming you, but I believe everyone is one good day away from becoming me.
You know, that's probably true. And it proves my point. If everyone can change because of things outside their control, then the so-called good can become bad, and the so-called bad can become good. Order is an illusion, and morality is just a pathetic, desperate way to hide
That sounds to me like you're just giving up. Because you're
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
terrified and insecure in your ability to be good and create meaning and order that you pretend it's impossible.
Of course, it's giving up. I never pretended it's not. But giving in to chaos isn't weakness. When you're born with impossible challenges to overcome just to find good, like me, that's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of rebellion, of revolution. Chaos is the
Scary.
only revolution.
Your life
Proper
might have been hard, but it's still not impossible. You're just saying that to strip yourself of responsibility.
It doesn't fucking matter. Impossible or just really hard. Let's say we all fight and win. We create the perfect world you want, Superman. Then what? It still wouldn't matter. And we'd still have to fight every day to keep it.
I think there's value in that. What value does your chaos have?
Chaos is valuable because it's real. You don't have to lie and pretend to achieve it. You just have to embrace it.
Then why are you doing so much to achieve it?
Because
Literally.
people like you sit on top and prevent me from achieving it. It suits you for people to believe in lies. That's what lets you stay on top.
No one would benefit from chaos more than me, Joker. I'm literally a superhuman who could do whatever I want if order didn't exist. Yet I restrain
You're not
myself.
restraining yourself. You are doing what you want. You just get to feel like the hero because of the power you were born into. In chaos, you'd be as lost as the rest of us. Chaos is the only true equality.
It's true. Alright, I have to say, guys, that was a long cover between Joker and Superman right there, and Joker has a few interesting points, but so does Superman. And one of the points that I thought mostly strongly about was the point that he was talking about how, like, Joker refuses to take responsibility, if that makes sense, which is true, which is why he probably loves a chaotic, and it's all like selfish, if that makes sense, like, because because he's chaos. He's not thinking about no one. He just wants to do it because he wants to do it, because he thinks it's a reality or whatever. But the thing about reality is what you can like you know, kind of make it however you want. Like, if you want to be all chaotic and play that role within it, then yeah, do your thing. But if you want to also bring, like, if you're saying that everyone's under illusion, like, I'm pretty sure you're under an illusion thinking that, like, no one ever needs, like, let's say that illusion, technically, if that makes sense. Like, because at the end of the day, a lot of people do respect, honor, courage, this and that. But of course, there's people that's going to be on the other side. So we're always going to have people that's seesawing from the two aspects of good and bad. like doing good and doing bad things, if that makes sense. So it's one of those things that even if we was in a perfect society, there's always going to be some people that is tend to go the opposite route. It's just natural.
If you're such a nihilist and life is so meaningless, why are you still alive?
Exactly.
Why not end it right now?
Because I don't need life to have meaning to enjoy it. I don't need some cosmic purpose to laugh or entertain myself. The universe is meaningless, but that doesn't mean it can't be amusing.
Then you've already
That's
abandoned
dumb.
your own argument.
Yeah, literally.
The second you admit there's a reason to keep living, you've admitted there's something that matters to you. It might be your stupid, crazy jokes, but it's still a form of meaning.
But I never said people should stop living. I said people should stop lying to themselves. Most people don't just enjoy life, they need life to mean something. They invent gods, destinies, moral systems and grand narratives because they're terrified of the alternative. I'm simply honest enough to admit there is no alternative. There is no hidden purpose waiting to be discovered.
But you're still smuggling value into your worldview.
Yeah.
You say honesty is better than self-deception. Why? If nothing has value, why is truth preferable to illusion?
I don't value honesty. I embrace chaos because it's the only thing that includes everything and excludes nothing at the same time. It's the natural state of reality,
always thinking.
the one thing everyone is trying to hide.
So you think chaos is valuable. And that's just another form of meaning, you know?
I don't
Pretty
think
much.
it's valuable or meaningful. It's just true. So I embrace it.
Isn't that just putting value in truth, Joker?
Duh.
See what happens when I play your game? It never ends.
That's the problem with people like you. You can't accept reality unless you can turn it into a moral lesson. I don't value chaos. I don't worship it. I simply recognize it.
No. I think you're the one who can't handle the truth.
Really?
Yeah. Because the second I start pulling on one thread, your whole worldview starts falling apart.
Yep.
If you truly believe there is no meaning or value, you'd really only have two options. Do nothing and fade into the background, or end your life.
Yeah, real talk.
The fact that you've turned yourself into this charismatic, larger-than-life criminal persona is proof that you believe in
You're confusing preference with meaning.
Why does that matter?
Because
Exactly.
it's not the gotcha you think
Every
it
time
is.
I ask why, you end up pointing to something you care about. Truth,
Yeah, pretty
freedom,
much,
authenticity,
Yeah.
reality.
Red
You
Hood's on
keep
it.
pretending you're standing outside the game, but you're still playing
No.
it.
You're trying to drag me into your game.
Your game isn't any different. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
You mock people for believing in God, justice, purpose, morality, whatever. Then you replace all of it with your own obsession. Chaos becomes your truth. Truth becomes your purpose. And suddenly you're just another believer.
Maybe I am playing the game.
Yeah.
Maybe
Don't go.
even I couldn't escape it. But that's because nihilism was never about escaping meaning, Jason. And that's exactly my point. All you've really proven is that human beings are addicted to meaning. Even me. The difference is that
it's true.
I'm aware of it. I know my ambitions don't matter. I know none of this matters. And yet I do it anyway. You do the same thing, except you convince yourself your obsession is somehow different. Maybe we're both chasing things that don't matter. The difference is that I've stopped pretending they do.
Alright, that was a lot of waffling from Joker and Red Hood. I have to say, Joker, he's just trying to hop around, trying to avoid direction. But I have to fully agree with Red Hood. Like, quite frankly, like, yeah, like, you just gotta, like, know that, like, Joker is one of those guys that he's gonna know that people believe in stuff and manipulate that type of shit, if that makes sense. That's what he does. He manipulates people. He pretends like he's doing this type of truthful, oh, I'm setting people free kind of act with his chaos, with his chaotic self, and oh, chaos is the truth, and all. Bro, you're full of it. Out of everyone that has got illusions, your illusion is the most retarded, because it doesn't work, bro. Like, yeah, and then he talks about he never offers an alternative. Bro, you're always offering alternatives. You're just full of it. Like, you lie whenever it suits you. You can't even stay track to what you're consistently on. Like, you don't have no morals. That's why you're like a very frustrating character for Batman to deal with, because you are such a twat in every aspect of being a human, like a complete twat in my opinion. Because even you get the Batman so angry, like, because every other villain he could figure out, oh, they like care about this, that, like. With you just care about moving like a retard, which is not bringing anything to anyone. You're just like this kind of creature that thinks about themselves, like a dog who's just chasing a car. But bro, even a dog can protect an owner or a companion or something. But yeah, you're just a broken guy. And then at the end of the day, like, when I see the Joker's like movies and comics and stuff like that, Joker, he's just complaining about everyone else. He talks about everyone else, but he is just a clown who has essentially no identity. He's a bit of a weirdo if you actually break it down, like, kind of a weird guy, if that makes sense.
You know, Joker, I'm here because I think I'm the living counter-argument to your ideas. You said that everybody is one bad day away from becoming you. Well, no one has had more bad days than me. If anything, they make me want to do more good.
Yeah, right. Except for that time you had a slightly bad day and decided to brainwash the entire universe.
There's a difference between doing something wrong and becoming you. No one is free from making mistakes when faced with hardship. But that doesn't mean it will fundamentally change who they are into an evil person.
It still proves that it works. A worse day would make you do worse things until the point of no return.
That's the problem with your theory. It can never be wrong. If someone becomes like you count it as proof. If they don't, you just say they haven't suffered enough yet.
You're a scientist, Spidey. You know the truth. Sanity is just a temporary chemical imbalance. What I'm talking about is literally science.
Your problem is that you think you're the only one who sees this stuff. Newsflash, literally everybody has had the thoughts you're talking about at some point in their life.
Exactly.
Probably around age 12. So stop acting like you're some kind of genius when you're describing the existential crisis every teenager goes through.
Pretty much.
The difference is, most of them weren't pathetic enough to let it turn them into a murderous psychopath.
Exactly.
That's actually a great argument. Not because it's right, but because it works. It's the system's #1 tool for keeping the illusion alive. They make waking up, seeing the bigger picture, staring into the void look cringe, look childish. And they make deceiving yourself, believing the lies, look like maturity, like being normal, like being an adult,
like
not being a weirdo. But I break that. That's why I need to exist, because I make it look cool. People look up to me. I exist as a symbol to show people that you can see the truth without feeling crazy. Because you should embrace the craziness.
Rebranding weirdo mentality as something cool doesn't make it less cringe.
Being a slave to the system as being normal and an adult doesn't make it any less funny.
Stop with the conspiracy talk. Most people aren't following rules because they're brainwashed. They're doing it because they care about other people. They build families, friendships, communities. They find things worth protecting.
It is true.
You call that slavery because you've convinced yourself that caring is weakness.
I call it slavery because they're handed a script before they can think for themselves. Work hard, be normal, chase meaning, chase purpose, chase happiness. Most of them never stop to ask why. Maybe they're better than me, but at least I know I'm playing a game. You spend your whole life creating meaning. I spend mine exposing it. Maybe we're both trapped.
Yeah, he exposes
The difference is that when I look at the cage, I can actually see the bars.
Joker's opinion on that people are slave to the system and stuff like that. A little bit of a news flash, guys, that if you believe in something, essentially you are a slave to it. If that makes sense, like that's one of the jits of like pretty much like how things go, if that makes sense. Like if you're a slave to something, it means you're gonna follow it no matter what. Like Joker, he is a slave to chaos. So when he's talking about that he's free and all of this type of stuff, like he's basically full of shit still. He's one of the most hypocritical guys that I've even seen on this like Jubilee parody stuff and whatnot, because he's extremely hypocritical, but it's true though, he does expose a lot of things, and he exposes it in a lot of his minions, his underlings and henchmen and all of that type of stuff, like because he loves to expose them to do like with greed or whatever, just so they can do what he wants, if you know what I mean. We see that in The Dark Knight when he exposed the greed of the henchmen of doing the heist in the very beginning of the movie, that he basically got all of them to kill each other pretty much, just so they can get a bigger share of the robbery. So yeah, he's Joker's a funny guy, you know. He's one of those guys that he can speak sense if you have like a weak mind, but if you're like eyeballing him the same way he's trying to eyeball you, he is full of it. He's a complete clown. Like, and he knows that essentially, which is why he is the Joker, the clown of Gotham. So,
you know, I've always
Daredevil.
thought that every person lives by faith.
That's a strange opening.
Is it?
A little. Usually people start by telling me I'm wrong. You're starting by sounding like a fortune cookie.
Think about it. Every important decision
guy.
you make involves uncertainty, trusting someone, loving someone,
100%.
forgiving someone, believing tomorrow is worth getting out of bed for.
Yeah, and?
And yet people take those leaps every day.
And that's my point. People are placing trust in things with no real foundation.
My point is that certainty isn't required for belief,
Sure, that's why people believe ridiculous things.
including you.
What the hell are you trying to say?
You believe suffering reveals the truth about people. You believe meaning is an illusion. You believe the worst parts of life tell the most honest story.
Because I've seen enough to reach that conclusion.
Or because you've chosen to have faith in that conclusion.
Hold on.
Exactly.
Oh my
This
God.
guy.
I think I just realized where you're going with this.
Did you?
Are you seriously trying to sneak religion into this debate?
I said
Sneaky.
faith.
Are you
Faith,
serious? Of all the ways to push back against the idea that society manufactures illusions to keep people in line, you chose the original illusion? The biggest one?
This guy.
The one that's been keeping people in line since the beginning? You're actually doing that?
Joker, we live in a world where people have superpowers, where creatures emerge from other dimensions, where reality-defying things happen every day, and you find it so hard to believe there could be an original order built into the universe, one in which
literally.
good and
Can
evil
we get the
are
next
real?
debater, please? I
No
might be
respect.
crazy, but I'm not crazy enough to debate imaginary friends.
So that's all it takes? Mention God, and the man who claims to have figured everything out runs from the argument?
Fine. Let's say you're right. Let's say there is a God. Let's say he decides what's good and bad. Why should that matter to me?
Because if that's true, then morality isn't something we invented.
That's where you're wrong. Even if God exists, all you've done is move the source of authority higher up. You still haven't explained why I should obey it.
You don't find it interesting that your answer to every authority is rebellion?
I find it healthy. Probably the only healthy thing about me, if we're being honest.
I find it predictable.
Coming from a man of faith?
Your whole argument is that morality doesn't exist. But even when you hypothetically accept that it does, you still pretend your argument holds up.
Because it does. The fact that there's someone deciding what's good and bad is no different from any other system imposing its rules.
Now you have a God complex. It's not some guy. It's the greatest power in the universe.
Might makes right. That's your theology. If God defines good simply because he has the power to, then he isn't moral. He's just a cosmic bully. What? You're kneeling to a dictator with a bigger fist.
It's not power. It's design. Morality is woven into the fabric of reality, a reflection of God's nature. Opposing it isn't brave rebellion. It's a delusion. You're trying to breathe underwater and calling it freedom.
If God gave humanity free will, knowing we'd build a hell on earth, then he handed a loaded gun to a toddler. I don't blame the toddler for pulling the trigger. I blame the one who built the gun and called it a gift.
He took the risk of love. Humanity builds cages, but we also sacrifice, love, and forgive. You only see the prison walls, but the existence of grace is proof that the light is real.
I have to agree with Daredevil here, because at the end of the day, like, Joker is there casting blame and talking about a revolver to a child and stuff like that, which is definitely not the case of, like, of why there is a belief system. And just to let everyone know, that, like, if belief is not a factor, then why is it then when most people either have beliefs, like, it doesn't have to necessarily be a belief in God itself. We're just talking about the dopamine effects of belief and stuff like that, Why is it all of a sudden when a person really believes they can do certain things, all of a sudden it's really activated and it's almost like the mental shackles is like unleashed, if that makes sense. There's a reason why they put this in, like, animes, stories, all of this type of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even everyone knows if they was in a hard enough situation and you was forced to go on the med thing, you'll do what you need to do, innit? But yeah, like, the Joker, he's a crazy guy still. Like, he likes to be attacking, like, religion and stuff like that. And that's one of my favorite things about Daredevil. And I love how they got the old school Daredevil suit here. But yeah, Daredevil, he's a sick character still. And of course, he's going to go with, like, the God play, because out of all of the characters in Marvel, I pretty much believe Daredevil is the one that's, I would say, most religious. At least I've seen him in the church the most and all of that type of stuff. So of course he was naturally gonna pull that aspect out within this conversation, which was a great thing by Super Remy and his team to put that into the video, because it's canon, it's part of Daredevil's behavior, so it's not just like some cheeky way of putting religion in the convo. It's actually something that Daredevil would actually do. So I like that still. And yeah, I'm really liking how Super Remy's got this video longer than normal. Like, the conversations is definitely longer than normal. Like, normally, like, the conversation's like 2-3 minutes, maybe 4, but this is like pushing. Certain conversations feel like it was like 5-6 minutes. This is great work, seriously.
You're still doing it?
Doing what?
Batman.
The speech, the philosophy, still expecting people to be impressed.
Oh, people are always impressed, Batman. That's never been the problem.
Not by me. Not anymore. I spent years taking you seriously, fighting your ideas, trying to disprove them, trying to find the argument that would finally crack you open. I lost sleep over it. I built cases. I did the work. And then one day, I realized something.
That I was right?
That there was nothing there to disprove.
Go on.
You have no philosophy,
nothing.
Joker.
No point.
You have a posture. You stand in the wreckage you created, point at it, and say, "See? I wasn't losing the debate all those years. There was never a debate to lose."
Never.
You're not a thinker. You're a coward who
100%.
can't be at peace with himself unless he convinces the world he's already outsmarted
You
it.
say that, and yet here you are, still talking to me, still showing up.
Because the damage you do is real. Even if the ideas behind it aren't.
Careful, that almost sounded like a concession.
Let me ask you something. Is there anything at all, that someone could say or do or prove that would make you change your mind?
I don't think so, no.
Then you don't have an argument. You have a conclusion you decided on and dressed up as insight. You can't be reasoned with, not because you're too enlightened, but because you've made yourself unfalsifiable on purpose.
1,000,000%.
It's the oldest trick in the world. Make your position impossible to challenge, and then call everyone else a coward for not seeing what you see.
You talk as if there's something I could do to make you change your mind. Is there? Can I prove anything to you? Say anything? Show you something that would make you admit you're wrong?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Beat me.
I've beaten...
Actually, beat me. If chaos wins, if order is the real illusion, then it should be able to defeat the man who's dedicated his life to it. So beat me.
Yes, exactly. That's my point. Look at us. Years of this, and Gotham is still exactly what it always was. The crime, the corruption, the misery, it's all still there. You win your little battles, lock me up, feel righteous for a night, and nothing changes. The fact that this fight never ends, that it just keeps going after all these years, means I'm not losing. It means I'm right. A stalemate between order and chaos doesn't prove order works. It proves chaos can't be beaten.
No. You've won rounds. There's a difference. Every time I get back up, every time you go back to Arkham, every time we're here again having the same conversation.
And in my business, that's as good as a win.
Every night I stop you, someone gets to go home. Someone gets to have one more day. You call that insignificant. I call it everything.
Yeah.
You want a final victory, a proof, a moment where order defeats chaos once and for all, and the argument is settled? That's not how it works. And deep down, I think you know that, which is why you framed your whole worldview around a fight that never ends. Because as long as it never ends, you never have to face what happens if it does.
And what happens if it does?
You lose. Completely. And everything you told yourself, every reason you had for becoming this, turns out to have been a choice. Not fate, not truth, just a choice you made and never took responsibility for.
1 million.
That's what you can't handle. Not me. Not Gotham. The possibility that one day you'll run out of chaos to hide behind and have to sit with who you actually are.
And who am I?
I don't know. Neither do you.
Literally.
And that terrifies you more than anything I could ever do to you.
Yep. Whew. Alright guys, I have to say that Batman, he had to come in at the end and just destroy the Joker. And everything what he said was absolutely true. Like literally, he just annihilated Joker. Like he's like Joker's on just a clown thing, bro. He's not serious in any way. But yeah, I have to say that this was a wonderful video, long video, great. Like seriously, like I think like the way that this was pasted, it was perfect with Spider-Man, Daredevil, Batman. Had a lot of good guys up in here, Superman as well. This was a lot of great guys, and I'm not gonna lie, I would definitely love to see this conversation, but like with more with either I would like with more of the heroes, or a argument of the villains on why he's the best villain and stuff like that. But yeah, this was a wonderful video. Super Rami, you did an excellent job with this video. Seriously, great work. The dialogue was banging, and I was really sucked into the dialogue. There were certain bits that I was like, I swear Joker's trying to trigger me, bro. This guy is just waffling, and every time he says something, he switches the goalpost kind of thing. And it's like the thing with Joker, he is a pointless guy, and yeah, it's just embarrassing about Joker, man. Fucking hell, this guy doesn't even know himself. That's why he's a Joker, man. Oh, but yeah, this was a wonderful video. I got the link in the description of the original video, guys. Please check it out. Go there, show some support. And yeah, guys, if you like the video, please smash like, comment down below on what your thoughts was, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, bye.